All right, here we go. Question number 12 from our 0314 homework number 4 in MyLab Math, and the instructions say solve. So here we have a system of three equations with three unknowns. Our objective is to somehow knock this down to a system of two equations with two unknowns. Okay, so our goal here is to get the same variable to cancel twice in a row. We're going to try to get let's say the x's, okay? You can pick any letter, but I'm going to pick on the x's, and I'm going to try to add maybe the first and the second equation and get the x's to cancel, and then maybe the first and the third equation and get the x's to cancel, okay? So somehow we're going to have to get the same letter to cancel twice in a row, and this is going to take a massive amount of work, I anticipate, so I'm going to maximize this, give me plenty of room to work here. All right, so here's what I noticed. I noticed that the first and the third equation, x minus x, will cancel. So I'm going to start with the first and the third and just copy and paste. X plus y plus z equals -1. Negative x plus 7y minus 3z equals -5. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste those, because I noticed that the x's will cancel if I add them together. Okay, so let's continue to add. 7 plus 1, that's going to give me 8y. 1 minus 3, that's -2z. -1 and -5 is -6. And just for fun, this is not necessary, but just for fun, I noticed that 8, 2, and 6 can reduce. And so I'm going to go ahead and reduce that to lowest terms just because it might make it easier to work with in a minute, okay? So 8 divided by 2, that's 4y minus z. There, the 2's cancel. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And we're going to put that in a box, and he's on hold for a second, okay? Next step. Now what I'm going to do maybe is take the second and third equation and try to get the x's to cancel again, okay? So we're going to take this middle equation over here and copy and paste. 2x plus 5y plus 2z equals -5. That's the middle equation. And the bottom equation, -x plus 7y minus 3z equals -5. And notice if I distribute a 2 to the second equation, that'll make -2x, that when I add it to the plus 2x, those will cancel. So now I'm going to need to do the distributive property. All right, here we go. So this first equation here is just going to come down and become 2x plus 5y plus 2z equals -5. I told you it's a lot of work. I'm so sorry, okay? And the second equation, distributing the 2, that's going to be -2x. 2 times 7, that's 14y. -3 times 2 is -6z. And 2 times -5 is -10. And now this is ready to do the addition method. So the two x's cancel. Remember I said that we have to get the same letter to cancel twice in a row. So we're well on our way to success here. 14 and 5, that is 19y. 2 minus 6 is -4z. And -5 and -10 is -15. Okay, so we're going to put him in a green box. And now I want you to focus on the two green boxes. Notice that that is now a system of two equations in terms of y and z. And so now I can get either y or z to cancel. So let's recopy those and work with those equations. Here we go. We're going to have 4y minus z equals -3. There's that equation. And then we're going to have 19y minus 4z equals -15. And we need to get either the y's or z's to cancel. And I think the z's are going to be the easiest. Here, if I distribute a -4 to this top equation, I notice that -4 times -1 will make a 4z minus 4z. Those will cancel. All right, so here we go. So this equation is going to become -16y, I'm distributing here, plus 4z, and -4 times -3 is 12. And then this equation here, we're just going to copy and paste. 19y minus 4z equals -15. And now these are ready to add. All right, here we go. 19 minus 16. 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 3y. Z's cancel. And 12 minus 15 is -3. And then if I divide both sides by 3, hallelujah. Look at that. We have one of the 3 pieces. OMG. Look at all of that work just to get one piece of the puzzle. Whew, man. All right, let's keep going. Now that I know why, I need to go back to one of the green boxes and get z. Okay, so you can either plug this y in here, or you can plug it in here. You can go back to either one of the green boxes. Notice we can't go back to the original 3 because we don't have enough information, okay? So which one of those do you want to use? Okay, I agree. So let's click the undo button. Let's go back to this equation here. So we're going to have 4 times -1 minus z equals -3. I'm plugging in the -1 in for y here. That's going to give me -4 minus z equals -3. -4 wants to move over and become a +4. Z, that's going to be 1. -3 plus 4 is 1. And then if I change the sign on one side, I have to change the sign on the other. And we get z is -1. All right, so now I know 2 of the 3 pieces. Now I can go back to one of the original equations and solve for x. And I choose the first equation because it looks like the easiest to plug into, okay? So we're going to recopy that down here. X plus y plus z equals -1. And then I'm going to plug in for y and for z. And I'm going to be able to find x. Here we go. X. Y is -1, so that's going to be -1. Z is -1. -1 equals -1. Combine like terms. X minus 2 equals -1. -2 comes over to make a +2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So I now have my answer. I need to write that as an ordered triple. X, comma, y, comma, z. 1, -1, -1. There is my solution as an ordered triple. Now let's see if I can minimize this. Whew, okay, and it didn't screw up things. Sometimes it screws up. And now if I could introduce you to my calculator, okay? So if you have the Casio ClassWiz, you can actually go to the menu, scroll down to where it says equation/function. We're going to select number 1 for simultaneous. This is a system of equations with 3 unknowns. And we're going to put in the equations and check our solution. So 1, 1, 1, and -1. So there's the first equation input. Second equation, 2, 5, and 2, and -5. And for the last equation, now be careful, that x, that's -1, 7, -3, and -5. And then the calculator will verify x is 1, y is -1, z is -1. Man, that calculator is freaking nice. Now let's check MyLab Math. 1, -1, -1. Oh, man, I can't help but maximize that again. Did y'all see how much work is involved to do that problem manually? So much work. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.